Hi everyone, welcome back to Plant Things with Michelle. I'm Michelle and today I'm going to show you how I take care of my Hoya Carnosa. Hoya Carnosa. Okay, so the two varieties that I have is I have a Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen. I just got this plant fairly recently. So the new growth that it's putting out isn't quite for me, but a little bit of the sun stressing is, let's find an example. This leaf is a little bit sun stressed, but the care for the Crimson Queen I find to be like the same as the care for my regular Carnosa. So I'm just going to let you know what I do to promote this beautiful growth and to keep these guys happy. So I'll insert clips of where both of these plants live in the house, but this one lives downstairs in my living room window. It gets full sun for a couple of hours, probably like 3 to 5 hours a day. Yeah, about 3 to 5 hours a day. And it loves that bright indirect light for the rest of the day as well. These plants love light. You just want to make sure that if you are giving them bright light, you're looking out for signs of burns. Sun stressing is okay, but you really want to watch out for burns. So this is the window that I keep my Crimson Queen in. It's in my living room right behind the couch. I put this those like black plastic shelving units. I put that in this like bay window, and then I just put that's actually a curtain on it. You could use like a tablecloth or whatever, and that's a cheap way, like you can get those shelving units really cheap, so that's a cheap way to like make it look nice. But as you can see, we get a lot of sunlight. It's a really rainy day out today, so we're probably not going to have any direct sun, but at this time of day they wouldn't usually get direct sun anyway. So this is the type of lighting that they get for probably most of the day, and then around 3 o'clock onward we get direct sunlight in this window. So you can see some sun stressing and also some new growth. So I would say that it's pretty happy. I haven't had it for very long, but it seems to like where it is, and Hoya seem to like a couple hours of direct sunlight. So I'm really happy with where it is, and we'll see how it goes. But when I moved my other Hoya, my Hoya Carnosa, into this type of situation, which you'll see in a moment, it's upstairs, it started doing really well. So this is where my Hoya Carnosa lives all the time. So it's just on my desk here that I use for school and editing, a little bit of everything. So it's been really happy. It's putting out new growth, and it gets indirect light for most of the day, and then in the afternoon it gets a couple hours of direct sunlight, which is also making my African violet extremely happy. I've never had one flower so much, so if you're wondering about those, give them direct light almost always. But yeah, this seems to be a really good window for plants, and especially for this Hoya Carnosa. It just absolutely loves the direct afternoon sunlight for a few hours. And so do these little guys. So you can see that one just finished flowering. But yeah, so my experience with Hoya Carnosa is that it loves a few hours of direct sunlight, and then always having some bright indirect sunlight as well. For watering this plant, I just let the plants really tell me what they need. It's still in the soil from the nursery, but they seem to have like a fairly decent mix. The plant is like slightly damp right now, but I don't know, I tend to let the plant tell me what it wants. So for watering, you can tell that the leaf is pretty hard, like it doesn't want to fold. So I would hold off on watering until either there's like a little crinkle in the leaf, or this is a brand new leaf so it'll fold easier, or if your leaf can fold, then you definitely need some water. But that does not go for brand new leaves. So check on all of them, get a general vibe of the pot, but like these feel very firm, and that's what you want. So look at this leaf. I don't know what it's doing, but, and yeah, I just love this plant. I have a few leaves coming in here that I'm concerned are going to be like all white, those red ones. Just concerned about, because in case you didn't know, all white leaves don't survive, just because they don't have the chlorophyll, so you might get a little bit out of them and then they will not be around. And I just realized I have I have two. Obviously I haven't looked over this plant very well. I have a half moon leaf there and a half moon leaf here. You can't see it. There we go. So I just listen to the plant for watering. Probably water about, well, I don't really know with this soil, I haven't figured that out yet, but for this Hoya, I probably water about once every 2 weeks, and it's in the soil mixture that I mixed up with you guys on a previous video. So a lot of orchid bark, a lot of perlite, and then some regular potting soil, and it seems to be doing awesome. This is cuttings from a plant from my grandma. So this new growth all happened in my care. I had to fully root these and everything. They were sent in the mail. So yeah, that new growth fully happened in my care. I maybe haven't been watering it as much as I should be, but that was part of the learning curve. But yeah, this could use water soon. Like the leaves are slightly bendy, but not too bad yet. They're not as plump as the other ones. But yeah, I absolutely love Hoya. So bright indirect light as well as direct sunlight, and watering about every 2 weeks. Listen to your plant. They will tell you what they need. And all this advice is for, like I'm in zone 5B, so it could be totally different depending on what zone you're in. I know a lot of zones, I live in central Ontario, like on the north end of central Ontario. So a lot of zones are a lot hotter and a lot drier or humid. So my plant care isn't going to be the same as somebody in California, Arizona, Florida, or even like somewhere else in Canada, BC, the East Coast, or the prairies. So you really just have to pay attention to what your plants need, really get to know what they should look like and then what they do look like on different stages of watering and sunlight. So that is how I take care of my Hoya Carnosa varieties. I only have the 2 right now, but I will be getting a lot more. The nursery that I just picked this up at not long ago has some Pubicalyx pink splash. I also picked up a little hole in my leaf. I also picked up an Australis, which I've been giving the same care as the Carnosas, so hopefully it likes that. I don't know. I really just like wing it when I get plants, but it should like about the same care. It's in the same window as this plant, so hopefully it does. Oh, we have a new growth point. Oh, you can't see it again. But yeah, very full pots. And then, so they had the Pubicalyx pink splash. They also had regular Carnosas. So I think I'm going to go back and get the pink splash. They had a couple of rare Hoyas in smaller sizes, but I really do like the really big mature ones, and I'm going to propagate this once I give it its like settling in period. I'm gonna prop it just a little one just for me to put somewhere else in the house, but I'm just gonna give it time to grow and be happy where it is before I start doing that. But yeah, that's how I take care of my Hoya Carnosa. If anyone has any suggestions or any feedback, please leave it in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can get more plant content. I do post several times a week, and it will be about different things. So I think my next post will be a growth update for a bunch of my plants, because spring is here and they are growing like crazy. And I also want to do one about the products I use. I'm going to be trying out a new product soon for me. Like I'm fairly new to the plant world, so I use fertilizers like the Miracle-Gro spray and chemical fertilizers, but I'm going to be trying liquid earth. So when I get that in, I will experience together what kind of effect it has on the plants and how I like it, if I like it, and if I think that it's worth the price tag, because it is very expensive. But from what I've heard, it's definitely worth it. But I just want to see for myself and then let you guys know as well. Alright, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video.